Hey y'all, it's Caitlyn. So this is going to be a bit of a twofer, I guess you could say. So these are two customs that I made, and I'm going to send them over to Jeremy and Mitchie from Let's Start a Pop Collection. It'd be nice if I can get my camera angled the way I want prior to hitting record, but I never do. But Jeremy and Mitchie, last year they did the F Cancer Fund. And I forget how much money they raised. It was in the thousands. They pretty much donated pretty much their entire collection to get auctioned off for this cause, and it all went to cancer research, and of course a lot of other people donated as well. The two father figures that I've had in my life both died about a year apart when I was in high school of different cancers. So this is strikes a nerve with this one. So the whole cancer thing strikes a nerve with me. And my aunt is a breast cancer survivor, and the two father figures was my grandfather and my uncle and my aunt. All three of them are brothers and sisters. So yeah, it struck a little bit hard. So I am very happy to get these done and being sent off, and hopefully they'll raise a little bit. So we're gonna start with Hermey. So I actually bought this soda in Big Dog Dave's Puzzle Pieces Square charity auction. So now it's going to another charity. So I'm gonna show you guys it real quick. And I did film myself doing it, and I'm gonna show you the footage, but it's gonna be very quick because it's very repetitive. So here he is. We'll take another look at him in a minute. But anyway, let's just go ahead and roll the footage. Okay, y'all, so real quick here with Hermey. Again, this is just a simple glitter job and then a little base. Super easy to do. So when I glitter something, I try to go from the darkest to the lightest color. So for here, it was black, blue, red, silver, and white. And that's just to try to keep all the colors as separate as possible and keep the loose glitter from showing up on each other as much. And I try to do it one layer at a time, and I seal each layer as I go. So I let the Mod Podge, you apply the Mod Podge, sprinkle on the glitter, extra fine glitter, preferably. Do not use chunky glitter, won't look good. Put that on there, sprinkle it on, wait for it to dry, and then seal it with more Mod Podge. And you want the first layer of Mod Podge when you're applying it, it's okay to put it a little bit thick. When you're sealing it, you kind of want it to be a little bit thin. That way it doesn't dry up and it looks like a big booger on the side of it. So I'm only showing the first one, the black, but I did every color. After it was all done, I got my snow text out because I wanted to make it look like Hermey was standing in a big pile of snow. And so I just got a little piece of foil so that I could easily peel it off. My phone just went off. And I put a big glob of snow text on the foil, and I sat Hermey down in it, and I made sure that all his feet was touching, all parts of it. It wasn't squished out or anything. And I simply just let that sit, and I let it sit for a few hours. Snow text will be a little bit spongy once it starts drying out, but it will turn into a solid. So after a few hours, I peel it off the foil, flip it upside down, and stick it into the little ring of a duct tape dispenser, and let the bottom of it dry. And yeah, that was pretty much it. So just diamondified them, and then put that snow text down for the snow. And so yeah, he looks pretty damn cute if you ask me. I mean, I'd like it. I'm considering taking my common Hermey and considering taking my commons, all of them, and putting them in little snowbanks like that. Maybe not glittering them all, but putting them in snowbanks, yes. And the Podge and everything is still in here. The only thing missing is that black bag. So there you go. And I haven't decided if I'm going to put my sticker on this or not, because I still have the Funko Pops and Unicorns custom sticker. So I don't know. Now this one is going to be a little bit longer, the footage for this one. So this may be a long video, just letting you know. But I made Captain Planet along with a little base for him. I made Captain Planet as a Unicorno because I had to do a Unicorno. So Captain Planet itself was easy to do. It was a simple repaint, right? And then I really wanted to try to incorporate the other Planeteers in some way, shape, or form. And to be honest with you, when I got to that point, I was trying to figure it out. I was doing some trial and error stuff, trial and success stuff. And I don't know how much I filmed because I kept forgetting to turn on the camera or put the camera up so I could just film it, because I was just like, I want to get into it and figure out what I'm going to do here, because I had something else planned first. So I don't know how much you're going to see, so I'll just explain it in the outro. So let's just get to the footage. Okay, so for this part, things got a teeny bit more complicated, or it didn't need to be, I just made it complicated. But anyway, so the actual painting of Unicorno Captain Planet was fairly simple. I took acetone to it off camera, took all the paint off the Scalina pop, and then I did a base coat of green for the hair and the mane, or the mane and the tail, and then I did a base coat of blue for his skin, and I tried to make it as accurate as possible. And also, just keep in mind, I'm not using an actual picture of Captain Planet for my reference. I'm using my Captain Planet custom pop. That brings me a bit of trouble later on. We'll get to that. So after a few coats, I traced the outfit on in red, Captain Planet's costume, and I trace it with a very thin angled brush at first just to get the outline on. The gloves and boots as well. Color that in with red, a few coats in. And then I go in and I paint the eyes and the belt in black. Now again, keep in mind, my black paint, very, very thick. That comes up again later on the road. Very, very thick. So after that dries, I get my golden yellow out for his logo in the center of his chest, and also his belt buckle. Now remember how I just said I was using the Captain Planet pop for reference? Yeah. That has a Superman body to it, so the belt buckle is round. Captain Planet's is more like a hexagonal shape. And so I did go in and try to fix that. I made it round at first, and then when I realized it, I went back in and tried to fix it. It looks okay. It's not too big of an eyesore, and it still looks alright. But yeah, I did it wrong. Then I did the yellow for the logo on the chest as well. Now, for the outline of the logo, because again, it's like a golden globe, pretty much. A yellow golden globe. What I did, I ejected some of the paint out of my black Posca paint pen. Posca paint pens are some of the most high-quality paint pens you could ever find. They're a little bit on the pricey side, but believe me, the quality is there. So many people use it, and the paint in there, just the paint itself with a brush, is amazing. So one coat, I ejected some of that out, got a thin brush, or I actually think I used a toothpick, and I just painted on the very thin lines of that logo to make it look as best as possible. Because again, my thick black paint, wouldn't have worked here, wouldn't work nearly as well. So technically, Captain Planet's done now, right? Fully done, seal it, we're good. I didn't want to stop. I was like, this is for charity. Is there something I can do to make it extra? And so I thought about the idea, because usually, especially the older Tokidokis, they used to have these little charms on the side of their heads. And so whenever I made a custom Tokidoki, I would try to make a little charm for the side of their head. So at first I thought, let me take all of the Planeteers' separate rings and take my magnets and make it so they're interchangeable. Put a base one down, glue it to Captain Planet's head, and then put all the others in there with it. So whoever gets it can decide, okay, I want to put Mati's heart on there for a little while. And then after a while, exchange it for like Linka's wind or whatever. So apologies for these shots. The magnets have to be kept far apart or else they're going to attract each other. So I base coated them. I base coated one in gold, base coated the rest in white, which honestly and truly, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just base coated them all in gold. But whatever. After that, I did the other 5 in the base colors for each ring. And again, I'm using acrylic paint, just the apple barrel stuff. I should have went with Posca. It would have covered so much quicker. And so guess what? After that first coat dried, that's what I did. So I went back in with my similar looking Posca paint pens and just colored it in the right colors that it needed to be with the Posca paint pens. It was so much easier. One coat instead of like 3 to 5, and I was done. So, way better. But the dark blue that I used for Linka's Wind, the base coat of Linka's Wind ring, and also the details of Gee's water ring, it was really shiny for some reason. I didn't know why. I still don't know why it came out so shiny, but I didn't really think much of it. I was wrong. But so after those base coats dried, I did go back in and, like I said, did all the symbols also in Posca paint pen colors by ejecting the ink and using a small brush to put it on. So, did all of that. And then off camera, should have filmed this, but at this point, I was a little upset because I realized something. I realized it wasn't going to work the way I wanted it to. So off camera, I sort of tested the magnets apart, and the paint and the sealant combined, they would not come off. Now keep in mind, I've already glued the base ring or the base magnet to Captain Planet's head, and I tried to put the Earth ring on again just to see if it would work. And the magnets held together, of course, but also the paint and the glue stuck so bad I had to get a knife to cut it apart. So obviously it's not as exchangeable as I want it to be. So I had to take the base ring off, the gold ring that I put on Captain Planet's head that I super glued on. Had to carve away some of the glue and do a little bit of paint touch-ups. But anyway, after that, so I did go ahead and give each of them a coat of Mod Podge. That is Dimensional Magic Mod Podge. Dimensional Magic is kind of like resin, but not. It's like a safe version of resin, I guess you could say, or they use it to give it a resin type feel. Really, it's just another sealant that if you put it on something, it'll look like it's domed over. So it's kind of like putting resin on, but really it's just a glue. But it's really easy. You can use it out of the bottle. It's fine. But the resin or the Mod Podge made the dark blue run. Like I said, it was real shiny when I put it down. And so as that Mod Podge dried, it completely ruined the look of the wind and the water ring. So I had to redo those. And then I went in and did a gold Posca outline. I did my Posca metallic gold marker and did all of them because, again, it was way easier than using the acrylic paint. One coat and I was done. So all of this, and I'm like, okay, I still want to use the Planeteers rings, but how do I do it now? And so I got a little wooden coaster. I've been using these little coasters to make little mini scenes here lately, and I've been loving them. So much better than what the bulky ones you find at most craft stores. So I got one out, base coated it blue, did a green circle for what would later become the Planeteers logo that the Planeteers have on all of their shirts. I went ahead and glued the Earth one to Captain Planet because, is Earth the most important one? I don't know. I think the point of the show is that they're all extremely important to Captain Planet's duties, I guess you could say. But Kiwami is the one who always starts it off and says it when they activate their powers and combine them. He's the one that always starts it off. So I put Earth on Cap, and then I put each of the others on each of the 4 corners of the base. So going back, had I known what I was doing here, I wouldn't have used magnets. I would have tried to use resin to make these little ring pieces. Does it matter? No, not really. But it would have made the process a lot easier because as I was painting them all throughout it, I would get them a little bit too close to each other, and zing, they're together, and paint would rub off and stuff. So yeah, it took a while, but anyway, that is pretty much it. So let's give you guys a close up. Let's give you guys a close up look and wrap it up. Okay, so close up look here for Captain Planet. So I did make an actual Captain Planet pop of just like the person years ago, and this is kind of like a follow up to that, I guess. Unicorno form. And then it has a lot of the Tokidoki Unicornos, the blind bag figures, especially the older ones. If they had little accessories, they would put it right here on their head for some reason. I don't know. So I just sort of copy that a lot. But I put Kiwami's Earth ring here because the Planeteer symbol pretty much the same as his Earth Power ring. And then I got all the others. So I have Wheeler's Flame, I got Gee's Water, Mati's Heart, and Linka's Wind. So got all of that, and this is just on a little wooden plank. And yeah, just a cute little base. I don't put bases on a lot of my pops. The only other base I made was the one where I actually made the pop out of polymer clay. That was an old video. But I think it looks really cool. If I had known this was the idea I was going to go with, I probably would have done the rings out of resin cabochon molds. Or half circle mold, half sphere molds. For anyone who doesn't know what the hell a cabochon is, because most people don't, I don't think. They're just a weird term for like little charms and stuff, but you can get molds for just half circle ones to make like eyes and stuff when you're working with polymer clay. But yeah, that's what I should have used here. So anyway, but here it is. I really like it. I showed Jeremy a picture of this and the Hermey, and he was thrilled. So I hope it goes to a good home, and whatever, even if they just raise $1 or $2, it's going towards an amazing cause. So anyway, I will leave a link to Let's Start Pop Collection, their YouTube channel, and their main IG page, in case you guys want to donate as well. You can reach out to them what they would like to donate it. I doubt they're going to be picky here. And I believe the auction is actually in August, so if you guys want to do a custom as well, you got plenty of time to do it. But I just had these ideas in mind, and I wanted to go ahead and crank them out now so I can go ahead and get them shipped out to them. But yeah, I was very happy with both of these. Hopefully you guys are as well. Let me know in the description box below, in the comment section below, what you guys thought of them. And yeah guys, remember, like always, it's a community and not competition. I'll see y'all later. Bye.